Is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra worth buying in 2024? Well, in this video, we're gonna find out. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, and this is the Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, the S23 Ultra is being replaced by the S24 Ultra, and the S24 Ultra was literally announced just a few days ago, so I wanted to make this video looking back on the S23 Ultra to see if this phone is still a worthy option. Now, of course, the phone is still very capable, considering that it's just a year old, and it's also going to be getting quite a few major Android software updates into the future to keep things fresh and updated. So this phone will be getting up to Android 17, and it did originally ship with Android 13. The phone has since, though, been updated to Android 14, which is really awesome. So I do appreciate that Samsung is giving their various flagships and other devices a lot of software updates so that they don't become obsolete too soon. Now, I will be linking to this device in the video description so you can see the most up-to-date pricing and availability, but as of today, checking Samsung's site, they're offering so many different discounts and promotions on the S24 Ultra that if you were to buy a brand new S23 Ultra instead, you're really not saving much money at all. So overall, the only situation where I could see justifying buying this phone is if you buy it used. Now, thankfully, there's a lot of websites out there where you can find devices like the S23 Ultra or other flagship phones lightly used, pretty much to the point where you'd barely even notice the phone has been used previously. So I personally like to buy used devices on Swappa, and if you check Swappa right now, you'll find that the S23 Ultra is being offered at like $650, and of course the price is only going to go down from here. Now, it certainly is possible that in the future, Samsung themselves might offer this phone at a bigger discount than they currently are, and also the various carriers might be offering discounts of their own. So just some things to keep in mind if you do plan on getting the S23 Ultra. Also, if you're deciding to get a used Galaxy S23 Ultra or a brand new S24 Ultra, consider that if you go for a higher storage configuration for a used S23 Ultra, you'll probably still save money compared to a lower storage configuration brand new S24 Ultra. So for example, if you really need a phone with a terabyte of storage, maybe consider going for a used S23 Ultra because you'll be able to pay a lot less for that larger storage configuration. But over the year that I've had this phone, it has held up really well, so that's great to see. I did use it with a case for the majority of usage. I did not use a screen protector though, so despite that, the screen is still in really good shape, so really no scratches or anything like that. So it is a very durable phone after 1 year. Now, this device does feature a really large 6.8-inch display. This does feature a dynamic AMOLED 2X display, and it does have a 120Hz refresh rate. Now, the display itself is 1440p. We're getting a 500 ppi here, a 19.3 by 9 aspect ratio display, and we're getting an 89.9% screen-to-body ratio. So really small bezels all throughout. And this is a very great looking display. It's super bright, even in outdoor conditions. It's awesome. I took this phone with me to Snapdragon Summit last year in Hawaii. I also recently took this phone with me when I visited the Qualcomm headquarters in San Diego. And in all those various situations, when I'm traveling and all of that too, the phone has been great for that. So again, we're getting a really amazing display here with the phone, and it's very bright and usable. Now also with this device, we do have the infamous S Pen. So with the S Pen, you can use it for navigation through the device. You can also use it to create notes, create drawings, also do Smart Select screenshots and different things like that as well. So this has also been very useful. I have found myself previously editing videos on this phone using CapCut, and I've used the S Pen to be able to make more precise edits. Now, as far as the cameras go here with the device, we're getting a 12 megapixel front-facing camera, and it is located in a hole punch up top here. And then on the back of the phone, we're getting a quad camera setup with a 200 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto camera, and a 10 megapixel 10x periscope telephoto camera. So a ton of different cameras here with this device. This phone has also been one of my favorite devices for content creation. So you can see this is a recent mattress review that I did on my mattress channel, and I have 27 minutes of footage here. So I was able to run the phone continuously for that long, and I also used an external microphone. That compatibility was awesome as well. So the point is that if you're a content creator, this phone is excellent and really reliable for that purpose. But here's how things look on the camera app on the device. We can now switch from the main camera here to 0.6, which is the ultra wide camera. We can also then head over to that 3x zoom, which is kind of hard to demonstrate here in the studio, but then we also have 10x zoom in addition to that. And then we can also flip around here to the front-facing camera and take selfies with the device. There's an option for group selfies as well, which is great too. And then when it comes to video capture, we're getting a lot of different options here. So you can see we're getting both 30 FPS and 60 FPS, and then we're also getting resolutions at up to 8K. Now, I haven't really used 8K for anything. I don't see much of a use for that for my purposes, but it is still cool that we're getting that feature. 8K video recording does max out at 30 FPS, and then you can record up to 4K at 60 FPS with the front-facing camera. Now, as far as storage and the processor go, the minimum storage configuration with this device is 256 gigabytes. And unfortunately, there is no microSD card expansion with the S23 Ultra. Now, this device does feature wireless charging at up to 15 watts, which is great. We're also getting an in-display fingerprint sensor here with the phone, and we're also getting Face Unlock. Now, this device does feature 12 gigabytes of RAM, and it does have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor. Now, since updating this phone to Android 14, I have run a fresh Geekbench 6 benchmark test here, and you can see I got a single core score of 2024 and a multi-core score of 5254. So what I recommend doing is running this test on your current phone and then compare these scores to your scores to see how the S23 Ultra compares to your current device. And then with this phone, we're getting a 5000 milliamp hour internal battery and up to 45 watt fast charging. And we're also getting NFC, which gives us Samsung Pay. So overall, the S23 Ultra is packed full of a lot of different features. This phone is still very capable, if not one of the best devices out. Of course, we do have the S24 Ultra at this point, but if you do want to save a bit of money, I would go for a used S23 Ultra, and you'll still get a device that gets annual Android updates up to Android 17, but at the same time, you're going to pay a fraction of the price compared to an S24 Ultra. But I hope you enjoyed this video on the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra in 2024. If you liked the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.